Hello, darlings, and welcome to Digimon Ghost Gaze. This is a podcast where we are this is a sort of nature outdoorsy podcast. We're talking about camping this week, and this time we're talking about sort of trees and their identification.
We're talking about Treevor.
Yeah, just going through a sort of audio guide on which trees to avoid because they will kill you.
We're talking about Treevor.
What a great word I wish I never heard.
I'm Emery. My pronouns are he, she, they.
I'm Morg. My pronouns are they, them.
I'm Elvire. My pronouns are she, they. And I thought the episode was not about Treevor, but about two old men fighting.
True. It is about that.
True.
Old man yelling at clouds. No.
Old man yelling at tree and old man tree yelling back.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, they fucking are yelling at clouds. There's red and green clouds in this one.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. The Simpsons predicted it once again.
Of course.
Damn. I can't believe Simpsons predicted Digimon Ghost Game.
Can't believe Simpsons said Digimon is for the gays. Man, that's so crazy.
Wow. So the episode starts off with a man running through a spooky forest, and some eyeballs start appearing on the tree leaves. That seems bad.
Fucked up. They're just like little red eyes, like watching you, and
the sound effects they get are just they're good, but I hate them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the air starts to is turning sort of green around him, so he's running. Then the mist shifts to red as you know he runs away from the green mist. And then some Evil Dead shit happens. I think the trees get spooky according to my notes. So I think this is
the trees look like people, but they still look like trees.
They come to life.
That makes
they start
sense.
Moving and stuff.
They get spooky faces on them.
Yeah.
It's exactly what it looks like when you're out in the woods at night and you think you start seeing humanoid figures. It's exactly what it looks like.
And the dude gets grabbed by some branches and gets pulled into a tree where he presumably dies.
He's screaming the entire time. We assume it's not a pleasant experience.
He's dead, and
he dead.
I think this is maybe like one of the confirmed kills of Digimon.
Yeah, this one didn't get saved. This one definitely didn't make it.
Yeah, I was specifically checking at the end of the episode to be like, okay, maybe he didn't get all the way digested. Maybe he's still alive. No, that dude's not there. No. We never see him again.
The dude is fucking gone.
The ones that survived didn't get sucked into trees is the thing. To survive, you must avoid the tree sucking. Yeah, that's where that sentence went. That's great. And this is a lovely intro to say that Hero's going camping. That's because that's the next thing that happens, right?
The episode is called Man-Eater Forest, by the way. I don't know if we actually said the terms.
No, we didn't.
And I was like, that's a very direct name.
I wonder what this episode is about, in case the first 5 seconds weren't clear.
But we did get, Hero is camping. We're getting, payoff for him being I like solo camping. In an earlier episode.
And he's really he's going with his brother, but, he didn't invite anyone else.
Yeah. As far as everyone else knows, he's going by himself, though,
Yeah, that's true. Because, when he's in the camping hut, lodge, whatever word we're using for that, they're like, hey, where's your dad? And Hero says, oh, I'm a junior now. Who's gonna tell this boy that's not old enough?
Oh,
It's not old enough.
My notes actually say, he's probably been old enough to do this for a long time, since no way he got help from his dad when his dad came, you know?
Just because Hokuto is the scum of earth, useless in every possible way, does not mean that Hiro should be allowed to be alone in the woods.
No, he's like at least go with his friends.
He's like 12.
Yeah.
How old is this boy? 13? I don't know. I have no idea about his age, but he's not
he's
in any way or shape or form capable of traveling by himself.
As is the case with all situations, Hiro is fine on his own. He doesn't need a parent.
He's fine. He's not on his own. He's got his responsible little brother.
Yeah, so responsible.
He has Gammamon with him, and Gammamon helps so much, by which I mean not at all.
I love that he, it's just, when he's talking to the people in the lodge, he's just like, he's invisible. He's just kind of shuffling around, flying around. I'm like, good.
This is also where I started to wonder if this episode had, less budget than other episodes, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't clock that.
I've posted it in the host chat because this man's hat, he's wearing a beanie.
Oh, the hat, yes, you're right.
He's wearing a beanie and it looks like they made that in... Oh.
Bye, Craig.
Bye, Greg.
Bye, Craig.
It looks like they made it in Microsoft Paint and then never altered it.
Good shit.
So that's what my notes for this entire scene are, basically just this man's hat.
I'm glad that's what you focused on.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
This episode was a little off model, I found. Got some characters looking a little goofy in this one.
It happens.
It happens. That's true. That's what makes us appreciate the good ones all the more.
Yeah. Animation is hard, it turns out.
Animation, who'd have thought?
So, they're just telling Hiro, people are disappearing. What they actually say is people are leaving without paying, but they try to tell themselves that to make themselves feel better that people are being taken by the forest,
getting spirited away by Kasumi-sama.
Yeah, Kasumi-sama.
Specifically. And, one of the guys says, "Oh, it's fine. We know Hiro. He's a good kid. He would never do a crime like breaking and entering."
He would never just leave without paying. He would never break and enter like he does constantly.
This man is not a criminal and he is not friends with criminals.
To be fair, he does seem to like these people, so I feel like he wouldn't commit crimes to these people.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure if Hiro would if knowing someone would stop him from committing his breaking and entering crime. I think he's a bit on Jellymon level on that particular subject.
Maybe.
Only he would actually do it to help.
Yeah. So Hiro picks out, a spot to set up his tent. He gets his campsite set up, and Gammamon is fucking ecstatic about it.
He's so happy.
He learns about what tents are and how you can sleep inside them.
He's like, wow, we made our house.
He's got hard eyes the entire time. This is the time of his life.
He's just running around the campsite. He thinks they live there now.
I like that Hiro's like, help me put this up. And then Gammamon just stands there and watches Hiro do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it is easier if someone just puts a little bit of weight at the other end, so you can just push it in. That would have been way easier. You made it hard for Hiro.
No. He's got to watch him. His job is supervising.
He's supervising in the best way possible. It was all so cute, and they go fishing afterwards because they need dinner.
Hiro makes his own goddamn fishing rod and lure.
I know for a fact his dad didn't teach him that. The people at the lodge did. His dad didn't teach him that. I'm certain.
Yeah, I would be very surprised. It's cute though. Then Gamamon wants to fish and he like starts to do it, but then they like hear a noise, and this is where we cut to a different.
And Gamamon does keep calling the fish sparkly, and I think if I'm remembering back to episode 2, that's like the word he used for fish when Hiro fed him like the canned tuna or whatever.
Yeah, he's like shiny.
I just like it when very active characters do the thing where they just sit still and fish. That's good to me. I would never fish because I can't do that.
He does look like a little Animal Crossing character with his fishing rod.
That's so cute.
Dude, absolutely. I would love a Gamamon Animal Crossing.
And Hiro says the not at all concerning line, it's still Gamamon, right?
Oh, yeah, I forgot this happened before the noises happened, because they're like, he's thinking about when he was talking to his friends on video chat, and how they were like, wow, we've all evolved at least once. But Gamamon evolved multiple times, and Hiro starts to list them out, and includes Gallus Gamamon, and the others are like, don't include him.
He's like, no, cancelled.
Yeah.
I do like that he includes it. For some reason, I think it's really neat that he was like, okay, this is part of Gamamon, and I shouldn't pretend that it's not. Mm-hmm. That it's like this part of him that he shouldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it steams, but it steams to me.
Like, he still doesn't know, like, why he acts like this. So he's like, I'm not going to rule this out until I figure out what's going on with my brother, you know?
Yeah. But he does sort of ask, like, damn, are they, like, the same person? Gulus Gamamon seems totally different from this little guy right here.
Yeah. Gamamon's like, did you say my name?
He is just talking to himself. He's monologuing.
But they do take a picture, so Hiro's like, oh, we should take a picture while we're out here. And he, like, starts to, and then he's like, there's no service. And I'm like, dude, you can still take a photo and just send it to people later. What do you mean? You can still take a picture without service.
Yeah.
I can only assume he didn't charge his phone, and he means I have no battery.
No, because they bring it up later where they're like, oh, he doesn't have service. That's why he doesn't get his friends, like, texts and stuff.
Of course you don't have service. You're in the middle of the woods. That's the reason why you go camping, is so no one can reach you.
Yeah.
I think he was just, like, taking the picture, and he noticed, like, on his screen that he didn't have any bars, and he was, I don't think, it's...
That would make more sense than, I need internet to take a picture.
Yeah, that's what I was like, what?
It's mostly just there to, be like, his friends can't text him.
Don't text me.
And I think then Gamamon's like, I think I heard something? Or is that after we get the man with the chainsaw?
Next thing in my notes is we get the lumberjacks. We see a couple of guys who were there in the lodge when Hiro was, renting the campsite. And they get surrounded by the red mist, and they get attacked by the trees. One of them tries to fight off the evil trees, but he proves to be a less effective chainsaw wielder than Ash, while we're on the Evil Dead references.
I just wrote down, how the turntables.
I've never seen the Evil Dead.
Me neither. I miss most references.
Me too, if you listen to my other podcasts. I'm like, huh?
But I've begun listening to Fear Rating, so maybe one day I'll say, I know that one.
Shout out to Fear Baiting.
In the middle of the episode.
So, Ruli and Kyoshiro are like, hey, Hiro's not getting his texts. Kyoshiro is Ruli is calling Kyoshiro, being like, hey, I wanted to text Hiro about the Gulus Gamamon thing. I feel like I kind of went too far with that. But he's not answering, so could you check on him? And Kyoshiro is like, I'm not gonna go into a student's room. I would never do breaking and entering crime. I would never unethically hack into a student's room. And then Jellymon just, you hear the door unlock, and Jellymon just like phases through the door, like, okay, it's open.
She's like, oh, he's not here.
Kyoshiro says, I would never break in. Jellymon says, that's why I'm here.
Yeah. And then Jellymon is just like on Hiro's computer being like, I'm gonna check his browser history, and Kyoshiro's like, no.
I don't want to know what he's into. But they actually just check it to see where he's gone. Because Gamamon...
Imagine, though, if he had some weird things he looked up.
Oh no.
Kyoshi would have had to explain that to Jellymon, because Jellymon's knowledge from humans comes from reading books.
Yeah, Jellymon doesn't know what kissing is. She's only read about it in books.
No, I'm like thinking back to like myself as like a 12-year-old, and I'm like, I don't want anyone to see my browsing history then.
I don't want anyone to see my browser history ever, and I don't look up anything embarrassing except for when in a game that's like online it censors words and like, oh, I don't know what that word means, and then I'm an idiot that Googles it.
That's funny.
Also, there is a funny moment where Kyoshiro is like, how did you even learn Hiro's password? And he's taking a very accusatory tone as if he hasn't already hacked Hiro's shit himself.
Yeah, I'm like, you know his password, probably, buddy.
This man is a cyber criminal, but he forgets his himself.
And Jellymon is just like, Gamamon told me. So that's pretty funny. Apparently, she must have, gotten Hiro's password from Gamamon beforehand, which is very funny. Just like, just in case I ever need to hack this idiot.
Yeah.
And she's right to, apparently.
The first thing we teach in IT class is that you shouldn't give your password out to just about anyone.
Including your little brother.
Definitely not if your little brother is Gamamon. He would sell you for a piece of chocolate. Definitely.
I bet that's how Jellymon got it.
Yeah, so she's smart.
They do find out that he's gone camping, and they're like, oh, and Kyoshiro's like also telling this to Ruli because she's still on the phone. And they're like, oh, he went to a campsite that might be haunted. And Ruli's so excited.
She was like, no.
Very hyped about these spiriting away rumors.
She loves it. Oh, I love how much she loves it. I don't know why.
She loves haunted shit. It's great.
Hiro, at this point, loves haunted shit a bit less because he's being haunted.
He's being
by mists and trees.
Spooky trees.
He gets grabbed. That's spooky. That's always scary. If a plant grabs you.
At first, like...
Yeah, Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, at first, doesn't, like, Gamamon try to go through one of the trees? And it, like, he just, like, phases through it?
Yeah, the trees are illusions, apparently. So I was confused when the tree grabbed and was like, okay, some trees are illusions.
He does a vibe check and tries to attack one of the trees, but then he just goes right through it and bonks his head on a different tree.
He looks a little confused.
He's so sad. But yeah, Hiro's like, oh, these are illusions? I don't understand what's going on.
I think it's also because at this point it looks like it's really a ghost to them and not a Digimon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It does seem like... Wow, maybe it really is a ghost here for once.
Man, that would be the plot twist of the season.
Yeah. Ruli would absolutely love it. She's been waiting for a real ghost this whole time.
Kyosho would just die. He'd be the ghost because he died.
So true.
So, Hiro starts running and he comes across that green fart cloud from earlier, which is kind of in a beam struggle with the red fart cloud,
Yeah, they're fart clouds.
They're sort of pushing up against each other and like making sparks.
They're both men, of course they're fart clouds. I never realized.
Oh, no.
It all makes sense now. Thank you for that.
Your fart should not be green or red. I'm gonna tell you.
There's many things about them that shouldn't be, but yet here we are.
Really, any color is kind of troubling.
If you can see the parts, something's wrong.
So Hiro runs into the green cloud and comes across a guy. There's a guy there.
He gets escorted by eyes. I feel like we should point that out. There's a bunch of eyes that say, "Run with us or get eaten." And he was like, "Okay, I'll take the eyes for now."
Yeah, we see the funny tree eyes from before, and also, more grabby branches wrap around Hiro's legs and just start dragging him across the ground until, Gamamon bites through it and saves him.
Yeah. And but he does eventually like get away from the grabby branches into the green mist, and he like comes across Big Turtle.
Morishellmon.
Actually, it's a big snail, I think.
Oh, is it?
Which is kind of funky.
I remember him from Digimon Adventure, but that's about it.
My brain kept saying it's a turtle. I don't know why. It's face shape, I guess.
Yeah, I think also because like it's more of a greenish color, whereas like the original Shellmon is sort of pink.
And it moves slowly. Because he's old.
Just some old guys.
He's apparently not as old, though. He's apparently not as old as the tree. Fucking. Oh, is this when he sees the other Digimon's face? The tree's actual face?
No, first we get a little, the friends are on the way mini scene. Everyone on a bus. Well, everyone in a bus and Goromon on a bus.
I wasn't sure the order of that.
I think before we get the other guys coming, I think we do see Juraimon, who is a big old tree dude with many arms and a mustache.
He has a mustache, and he has a cane for walking.
You may know him as Cherrymon from the English dub.
Yeah, so he wants Hiro to join his tree ring, and he and it seems like he's the cause of the red fart cloud because he makes his red cloud beam struggle with the green cloud again, and it seems like he can't. He tries to reach into the green cloud, but it seems like he can't. It seems like that's sort of keeping him out.
Yeah, it's very potent cloud.
And Morishellmon is like, you know what? I don't really care about the humans that are being taken. It just annoys me that he's getting stronger. That's how it felt. Like, he doesn't genuinely care about anyone being killed. He just hates that this Digimon is getting stronger and more annoying to him. And more dangerous, I guess.
Yeah, he does tell Hiro, this tree wants to eat you.
This tree can and will eat you if you leave my cloud. So what he's been doing to the humans is he's been taking them into his green cloud and trying to protect them. Like Elvir said, mostly so Cherrymon doesn't get stronger. But he also, eventually, he puts the humans to sleep because they're annoying to him.
He's such an old man. It's amazing.
He's like, I'm gonna make you sleep forever. Fuck you.
Yeah, also he's, also because, if they do go out of my cloud, then Juraimon's gonna get them. So obviously, I'll just keep them here forever. No problem there.
This is the perfect solution. Hero, come join it.
Hero's like, no.
We'll fight. It's fine. We'll just fight the big tree thing.
Yeah, so we do get the rest of the gang all in a bus going up to the campsite. Kyoshiro is like, okay, we're just gonna check on Hiro. Then once we know he's fine, we're going right home. We're not gonna stay in the spooky haunted forest. And Ruli is like, oh no, I already booked a lodge. We're definitely staying in the spooky haunted forest. Ruli just wanted to see a ghost. She's like, okay, I'll check on Hiro, and that's my excuse for visiting haunted forest and staying the night.
Yeah, and then like Elvira said, Angoramon's just like chilling on top of the bus.
Yeah.
It's good.
I love that they have to like find ways for this big guy to just hang out.
It's so funny. I hope they keep doing it, because they did it with the elevator, they do it with the bus now. Love it. And in the meantime, we have our first evolution of the episode. And
yeah,
it always feels a bit like they're spinning a wheel, and I'm like, ooh, who's it gonna be?
He did say.
Usually it's Betelgeuse.
He did say, I feel like I want to explode or something, like Gamamon said. So I was like, oh, he's going to be Betelgeuse, and then I was right. But
you're smarter than me in that case.
Well, also, I mean, he is more likely to be Betelgeuse. I'm like, let's see the other guys sometimes.
Yeah, I want Wesengamamon. Give me my big boy.
Yeah, we do see Betelgeuse the most. Maurice Shellman is a fan, though. Loves that. Thinks that's amazing, and he gives the very helpful and not concerning yell of, just burn him.
Yeah.
Burn him to death, is what he says.
He's like, set him on fire.
Yeah.
Kill a Digimon, if you will.
And
I think like right before that, the rest of the gang does come across Hiro's tent and is like, it's empty. What does that mean? And then Angoramon, of course, hears the noise of combat. So Mori Shalmon is like, yes, do a murder to this old shitty tree. And Hiro sort of flashes back to the last time a murder happened, and he's like, oh no, if Betelgeuse does a murder, he's gonna learn about death. And that's gonna be bad.
Also, don't tell children to commit murders. You shouldn't tell anyone to commit murders, but especially young children. Gamamon's a baby.
To be completely fair to Mortalmon, the tree is trying to eat them and doesn't stop. Even at the end of this episode, he doesn't stop. He is stop.
He's just fine already.
He has presumably killed multiple people at this point.
I know, but don't tell children to burn people alive, Digimon alive.
True. Yeah, I'm like, Morshalmon, you do it. You kill
Morshalmon, you get yourself a stick, set it on fire, and go do your job.
Yeah, he's like, can we just, like, chase him away instead?
And Juraimon says, no, you can't chase me away. In fact, I will try to eat you now that you've proven that you won't try to hurt me severely.
Yes.
That's, you don't like to see it. I think Betelgeuse gets, like, got by some vines.
Yeah.
And he's being pushed into the tree.
Yeah, it's not great to see.
He's about to be fucking slurped up.
I did make a note that Maurice Shellman is completely useless in this entire fight. I think that's very important to point out, that he's giving instructions, but he's not doing anything.
Yeah, at one point he just, like, rushes up to Juraimon and just kind of gets his shit wrecked.
Useless. But that's okay, because that's when Jallymon pops up. and it's like,
yeah,
you look like you need some help.
Jellymon just coming right out of the ground. Loves a dramatic entrance.
I'm like, how did she pop? Does she like invisible under the ground and then pop up? I wonder how she did that, you know?
I think she does that to Kyoshiro all the time.
I'm sure.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, she's there, and like the Rui and Kirishiro are being flown by Angoramon over, and the gang's all here, and they also evolve.
Yeah, we just get some quick evolutions.
They free Betelgeuse,
and then they run and hide.
Yeah,
we're best at. That's what we do best.
True. That is kind of what they do best. And like Morshelmon kind of like comments on that. He's like, "Hey, you almost got killed because you're too soft and you would not kill Jerrymon. Jerrymon. I just called it Jerrymon, like
Jerrymon.
Whatever. I like tried to correct myself from saying Jerrymon. I was like, Jerrymon.
That's his name now.
Fuck.
So I'm doubting myself now. Juraimon? Yeah. Juraimon's like,
Juraimon, yeah.
Oh, I've had a taste of Digimon, and I remember that's my favorite dish.
Ooh, he's so good.
Humans are stinky and gross, but Digimon, no, that's a meal. That's a snack. I wish he said it differently. He says it's
making my he says it's making my branches drool or something.
Oh, I was like,
it's kind of upsetting.
So hornily to me. I was like, okay. Thank you.
If there's something I don't want to see, it's this tree's internet browser history.
Oh no, for sure. No, that's no. Stay out of his password protected files.
My tree rings are drooling.
Oh no. He could have said everything that would have been better. I can think of 10 different lines that do not include tree rings or drool.
He's hungry.
He's hungry.
I'm a little confused. Do they like? Is this when he like after Morshelmon calls him soft, he like notices there's a crack in the tree ring? Is that what happens, or is there something else?
Yeah, I think so.
It's pulsating green. It's super obvious. How did we not see it before? Almost like it wasn't there.
It has
Hiro sees the video game weak point on this tree monster.
Yeah,
this was in phases, and they had to do enough damage to see his weak point first.
Yeah. And so they're like, hey, let's target the weak point. So we don't have to kill him.
Hiro doesn't even say, let's target the weak point. He says, I have a plan, and the others just simply intuit what this is.
They can also hear the good music start, and they're like, this is gonna go down, this is gonna go great, nothing will go wrong.
To be fair, they do cut away from him, so he could have been talking while Jerrymon gets closer.
True.
But I do like the idea that they just fucking know.
Yeah. Clown-to-clown communication. Let's go.
And it works.
I wonder if Jellymon ever convinced Kirishiro to dress up as a clown.
She could.
She could.
She could.
Kyoshiro's probably scared of clowns, though.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
As if that's gonna stop Jellymon. That probably makes her want to do it even more.
Yeah.
For some reason, my next thought was Jellymon's the kind of person that would write on his face while he's sleeping.
Oh, yeah.
And then he goes to class
sure.
and
God.
doesn't know it.
paints clown makeup on his face while he's sleeping. He wakes up, looks in the mirror, and has a heart attack.
He drew a dick on his face, you know.
She's that roommate you hate, and you have to stay awake so you fall asleep after they fall asleep, or something horrible will happen.
Yeah.
Clown makeup.
Do they just kind of all hit the weak point now, right? And then it comes off.
And murder's not okay, but mutilation is.
Mutilation's fine.
Yeah.
Mutilation's fine. He can grow another arm. It's fine.
He calls it his tree ring, though.
Yeah, that's what I was a bit confused. I was like,
me too.
This man does not know his own biology.
I was like, aren't tree rings like the things when you cut open a tree and see how old they are?
Yeah, he uses that phrase a lot this episode, and I don't know if it's just like translation weirdness, but yeah, it doesn't sort of seem to line up.
He's talking
about
kind
of seems like he means tree rings to refer to branches. I don't know.
Yeah, he's talking about his branches, and he's like pissed off that his like this tree branch that he spent so long growing got broken off, and he's like, I'll have my fucking revenge in like 100 years when it grows back.
Maybe they said tree rings because the Japanese had specifically time in the word. I don't know. Because tree rings are the age of a tree, right?
Yeah.
And it takes them like 100 years to grow it.
Yeah, that does make sense.
I think that's where it went wrong somewhere. Yeah. Should have just written branches.
Yeah.
He just walks backwards. Yeah. He leaves by walking backwards.
He does Homer Simpson .gif.
Oh no, yeah, he does.
He goes back into the bushes.
The only thing that would have been better if he said, I'll be back.
I mean, he kind of did. Like,
he kind of does.
Because it's just funny because, like, yeah, the hero asks, like, Goromon, or, fuck, I keep forgetting his evolution's name.
Simbaran Goromon.
Simbaran Goromon. Tesla Jellymon's easier for me to remember.
Yeah.
Goromon. Yeah.
I still don't know, like, the etymology of Simbaran Goromon. I don't think we have, like, an official word on that yet, so I kind of don't really have anything to connect it to in my mind.
Yeah, that's my problem. Like, Betelgeuse, like, that's the name of a star, so I kind of get that. What the fuck? Yeah, so he asks Simengoromon, like, how long does it take for his tree rings or his branches or whatever the fuck they blew off to grow back? And he's like, yeah, like 50 to 100 years, so you'll be fine for that long. And then they ask Morshelmon, like, hey, you'll stop him when he comes back, right?
Yeah. And Maurice Shelmon is like, yeah, I don't know, I'll do my best, kid, but no guarantees.
He's very realistic. I can't save everyone. Some people will die. And that's a sacrifice he's willing to make.
Yeah. And he's also like, fucking get out of here, softy. I hate that you didn't do a murder. Don't show your face here again.
These two old men just live in the same forest and constantly fight it out.
He seemed grouchy about it, but not, like, mean about it. I don't know how to explain it. He was like, yeah, you did good, but you still are soft.
It's like, you did good, but it could have been better.
You did good, kid.
You had a passing grade on the exam, but you could have had an outstanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, should have done that murder, IMO.
Oh, but yeah, all the people that Morshelmon put to sleep wake up. Mm-hmm. Well, we don't see any of the people that were eaten by the tree.
Yeah.
They're interesting.
Yeah.
Extremely dead. They're extremely eaten.
They're tree rings now.
I don't know how to like think about Digimon just like devouring human flesh.
Kind of fucked.
I'm glad it's this one and not the alcohol one for some reason. I am happy for the camping lodge though. That's some people who still have to pay.
Yeah, fucking gets put in a coma and imprisoned by a Digimon for an indeterminate amount of time. Still has to pay your rental fees.
I mean, I don't know how long they were asleep for, so like maybe it was fine. Like it could have felt like a few minutes to them, so like it's fine.
Came back from being Isekai'd, and now my rent is overdue.
Damn. Tragic.
Capitalism.
Isekai'd into a new world, and they're expecting me to pay rent?
Oh man, how bad would it be if someone got isekai'd into our world and found out about rent for the first time?
You live like this?
So yeah, pretty fun episode. Like definitely good in the spooky department. It definitely feels like it's building towards sort of a breaking point. It seems like with the past few episodes, we've sort of been pushing, Hiro more and more into a position where, like, if he doesn't,
do a murder?
If he doesn't do a murder, then a lot of people could get hurt, It kind of seems like the stakes are sort of building towards that.
Death does seem to be like a main subject that is going on here, and not just like grief, but Gammamon and the concept of death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting. And fun to think about while the three kids are just camping in their individual tents.
Yeah. All I know is that when next we see Gulus Gammamon, it's gonna be pretty fucked.
I'll just get some tissues ready. I'm fine.
I also like that just like at the end of the episode, they're like, hey, we should all hang out here in camping. And then Hiro's like, I don't know if I have enough food.
Yeah. And, before that, we do get the line from Angoramon, prideful tree rings are doomed to fail. The old veteran disappears like leaves falling in the wind.
Damn, that's deep.
Yeah.
And that's the episode.
Good episode.
Good epi.
The next one looks scary.
Ooh, it's next one is a fun one. It's as we can see in the next episode preview, some children are dying of hypothermia, but also some hype shit happens.
The hypothermia, like that's like legitimately like scary and like this could happen in real life kind of way. Like
oh yeah.
Don't you just love being cold? Hate it. Hate it so much.
Yeah, especially since we're in the middle of fucking winter right now, and at least where I live, the temperature barely ever goes above freezing anymore.
It's not even freezing where I live, but I've been cold all day, even though the heating's up all the way. I'm just cold.
Yeah.
The air is so dry. My skin is having a bad time.
Oh, same.
My skin hates it. My hands are so crackly. I need to put cream on after this. Yeah.
I'm just putting balm on everything that is visible to the wind to save it somehow.
When I was younger, I didn't wear gloves enough, so my hands were way worse than they are now. I'm like, why did I not wear gloves? I was so stupid. It's like, I don't need them. No, you do.
Growing up is realizing that gloves are good, actually.
So true. I think that's all I've got for this episode.
Yeah. What are our plugs?
Right, my plugs are super easy, because this is my only podcast, and you can find me on Twitter at Erviru if you want to see me tweet about the bad games that I play and the good books that I read. If I ever read books.
I finally listened to your episode on the Tintin podcast, and it was good.
Yeah, it's a good episode. It's unfortunately a bad comic.
Not a bad comic, but it's a good episode. It's very racist.
It's so bad.
The comic is very racist.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's fine.
I love how just fucking hyper vigilant they have to be on that podcast. Like, oh, is this one racist? Is it kind of okay?
That's what happens when you're reading shit from like written in like the 30s and 40s. Like,
yeah.
So you can find me at Haunting the Morgue on Twitter. That's Haunting the MORG. You can find me on my other podcasts, Sonic Shuffle, Random Holistic Sonic Lore podcast. Departure Lounge is my Hunter podcast that's on hiatus, but it's still out there. And my Forward ReZero, a ReZero watch podcast. ReZero rewatch for my co-host podcasts. We're actually recording that in person later today, so that's exciting.
Nice.
2 podcasts in one day.
I know, I'm crazy.
You are.
I'm fine. Everything's normal. This one's short, so it's not usually too bad, you know?
Yeah.
Morg doesn't need sleep.
It's only like 5. It's fine.
It's fine.
So I'm on a podcast called Gone Will Hunting. That's also a Hunter x Hunter podcast. I would love to release a new episode someday.
You are further along than we are, though, at least.
Yeah. So I'm also on For Affinity. My username is Space Robot. If you want to contact me about a commission, you can, go to my email for that, which is spacerobotart@gmail.com. You know where else I'm also posting art is on the Digimon Ghost Game Discord server. If I draw something, I'll usually throw it up on one of the channels there. And you can just go there and talk about Digimon and stuff or whatever. We've been talking about Ranking of Kings lately because that's a heck of a fun show.
It's becoming a bit of a busy Discord. It's really nice.
Yeah. We're also on Twitter at DigiGhostGaze, and this is a Noisepace.xyz podcast. Thank you to Matt GameCube, our benefactor and the curator of that network.
What a fine selection he has.
Hell yeah. Speaking of, let's see. Twink's Awakening just released episode 2, and they finally finished talking about Skyward Sword. So that was good.
Oh, it's about Link. Okay. No, I get it. I know what this is about. It's all the information I needed.
It's about Legend of Zelda. And we also mentioned Fear Rating, which is on Noisepace also, if you want to understand some of the references in Digimon.
Yeah.
My fucking co-host from Forward ReZero is on that.
Yeah.
It's like all podcasters know each other. Very strange. Or maybe only the good ones know each other.
Yeah.
I need to sleep.
All right. Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
I think that about does it. So until next time, all you poltergeists, ghouls, and non-boonaries,
Digimon is for the gays.
Goodbye, darling.
Bye.